Okay, so of course I just got done watching another movie. It was called Baby Blues. It's a Japanese film. It was made in 2013. It's not rated, and it's an hour and 31 minutes long. It's stars Raymond Lam, Kate Sue, and Karen Ng. And it's directed by Po Chi Leon. It says after delivering a stillborn twin, a new mom begins to unravel and invests her dead child's identity in a sinister-looking doll found in her new home. Alright, this movie, it was a good movie. Honestly, it was. But I do have some issues with it. First of all, they're going and they're buying this new house. And yes, the previous owner left this doll. But as creepy as it looks, how on earth can you think that that's cute? And not only that, but it has blood in its eyes. So, what the hell? Things go pretty well for them, I guess, for the most part, till, she, basically has the stillborn, and then her twin. Things are going pretty well, and then she starts to invest emotionally in this doll. But at the same time, before her kids were born, she was, playing with the doll anyway, treating them as like her kids, practicing to be a mom. But, as if that's not creepy enough, but, she starts to do this, and she's got postpartum depression, which is also apparently called baby blues. That's, honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it had something to do with the doll's eyes, because they look bluish to me. But, I guess not. But yeah. So, she starts to invest emotionally in this doll, calling it her other son, Jimmy, and stuff like that, and, her husband goes to the doctor and, is asking about this, but my question is, she's already doing this. She's clearly messed up mentally. Why didn't you just tell her? Like, I mean, yeah, granted, it probably wouldn't have been a very good movie, but could have saved yourself a whole lot of trouble. I like the fact that they go into the story of the doll. There's a point in the movie where it gets kind of confusing, where they're trying to figure out what happened in the house before they moved there, and you hear like two different stories. And the first one was about these twin brothers who bought the house, and they played this really weird game. I don't know, it's there's one person who's a judge, and then there's cops, criminals, and a murderer. And then I guess they have this creepy doll in the middle of the table, and it's on a rotating pedestal that the murderer spins, and it points at the victim. And then they have to pretend to die or whatever, I don't know, but honestly, I don't want to play that game. As stupid as it sounds, I kind of want to play that, because it's not like you're gonna die in real life. That was a movie, but it could be fun to play. Anyway, but I guess they're trying to find the owner of the house or something like that, and they meet up with this woman whose sister apparently owned the house, and come to find out that she was the one who originally received this creepy freaking porcelain doll, and she killed herself. So they kind of tried to make a connection to whatever it was that was causing this had to do with twins, because the original owner was a twin, then the two brothers were twins, and then of course this woman has twins. But, you know, it was just really weird. And then apparently something to do with the husband is a composer or something like that, and he just, I guess he writes the song called The Intruder, and it's just right after his wife listens to it for the first time, she finds out she's pregnant, which I guess is kind of good luck. But then he takes it to his boss and everybody, and they're like, this is a terrible song. And then, you know, nothing really happens to them, but one of the musicians, her name is Bobo, she listens to it in her car, and it gets into a car accident. And then the next person who listens to it, it was kind of a freaky part that she's listening to it, and then all of a sudden she starts coughing and she looks like she's gonna throw up. She ends up crashing into this cart full of alcohol, knocking it, breaking it everywhere, and then of course the husband's boss trips. His cigar starts a fire with all the alcohol, and then they said something about the curse song, and she's like, no, it's just your boss's cigar, I can't fucking stand that. But yeah, I mean, overall the movie was kind of weird, because you do see flashbacks occasionally of the original two murders or whatever that you hear about. But one of the things I don't really understand is, like, okay, so when she first gets this doll, she finds out that it can move. You know, it's one of those that can walk on its own. But it never does. Like, normally with those you have to put batteries in or something. But it never really moves until after she has the stillborn baby. So I don't know if they're, you know, if it were me, I'd be questioning this. And they never really question it, and I believe that she didn't question it because, you know, she's got that postpartum depression where she thinks that this is her baby. So, but the husband, I mean, if it were me, I'd say something. And I mean, there were a couple of things that were just like, not scary as in the terror sense, but scary as in oh my god, are they okay? For example, this doll starts to walk on the ledge of the second story, and she sees it while she's holding her son Adam, and she tries to catch it. It falls off the roof, and she's freaking out, yelling for her son because she thinks it's her other son, and she ends up dropping her actual son. And that was just like a, oh my god, you killed the baby type of thing. But somehow, so this is what I don't understand, when you're looking down, as far as where they fell and everything, yes, there's the laundry lines and everything, but all of the things are hanging straight down. But when they find the baby, somehow it's like cradled in between this blanket that's pinned to both of the things. You know, I'm pretty sure that not a lot of people caught that. They were just like, whew, you know. But, I mean, the acting was really good. Like, storyline itself was kind of all over the place. You have to really focus to kind of try and understand what's going on. You know, there's, it's one of those where, like, the story starts out and it's all happy and everything, and then just shit goes bad. But you don't really find out why until closer to the end of the movie. So there's nothing really for you to figure out. You're just watching this going, why. The actress who played the mom did very, very well in pulling off crazy. Very well. Like, it was interesting not only to see her slowly lose her mind or whatever, but also they did incorporate, like, the physical attributes of mental illness or things like that that can affect your body. Like, she went from, you know, normal looking to, like, sheet white, which was pretty impressive. I don't really understand why they didn't start doing anything as far as to help her, especially when she was like, you know, she would jump quickly from you saved him, you know, the doll, to you don't like Jimmy or whatever, you know, if it's, and she mumbles to herself whenever she's doing her blog, and you know, her husband has taken to reading over her shoulder, so when he saw stuff like only my husband or Jimmy will survive, you know, one or the other, or he doesn't like Jimmy, or, you know, things like that. You just bring that up. I mean, you're just gonna let her sit there and have a meltdown? I mean, yeah, you're dealing with a lot, but at the same time, come on. But yeah, I mean, the the incorporation, they had a, I don't want to say crazy, but drunk homeless man that lived, like, right across the street in a little garbage hut thing that he had built. And he's constantly telling, you know, as soon as they moved in, over and over and over again, pretty much every single time that he saw them, you need to move out. And, you know, he's constantly like, the first thing that he said was like, you'll move out in a year, or you'll move out in 2 months. Well, he was like drunk. I'm assuming, because, I mean, he's constantly drinking from this bottle of whiskey. But, then again, maybe not. Also, it was interesting to see. I don't have any idea what type of little flute thing that he was playing, but it looked like, the ocarina from Zelda, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, I gotta find out what that is. I don't really understand the, after they found out they were pregnant, they, quite purposefully went over to this guy and gave him a single coin. And he knew that she was pregnant. And then when they found out it was twins, gave him 2. And then when her other son was born, stillborn, they gave him a weird gold coin, and he knew. So I don't know if that's like some kind of Japanese tradition or what, but that was kind of an interesting aspect to the movie. You know, when they first talk about feng shui and things like that, and you know, they have, apparently this is a good thing because the realtor wouldn't shut up about it at the beginning of the movie. They have a pool, like a large pool of water, on their patio, deck, whatever, and then on the other side of the house there's mountains, which is apparently very good luck and feng shui and whatever, but you, as far as the whole water thing goes, you only see it like 3 or 4 times in the movie. One of those is right after, or no, right before the husband writes this impressive song or whatever, he sticks his face and his hand in the water. And then, like, the second time that you notice it is when this doll is trying to push the baby out and make it drown. And, you know, there's not really a lot of interaction with that. So, you know, if they were going to make such a big deal about it, why, you know, They didn't really do anything with it other than just say, oh my goodness, this is such a fantastic thing. They, it was kind of funny because at the end of the movie when he's actually trying to get rid of this doll, you know, it was weird. I was watching it and you see this doll walking, you know, like pushing the baby towards the pool with his feet. And the first words out of my mouth were, burn it, stab it, kill it. Which I think is pretty funny because, you know, whatever it was that was making this doll sinister clearly had some type of mental control over the mother, because as soon as that thing burned, she was fine. Like, she figured out that Jimmy was dead, you know, and she still kind of had the whole postpartum depression thing that's normal when you have kids, but it wasn't psychotic. Kind of wish that they had made it easier to tell how much time had passed, because parts of the movie were hard to tell. That, you know, like, have a week passed, months, couple of days, you know, it was just really hard to tell. But yeah, I mean, overall it was a good movie, but I definitely had some questions about it. I mean, it was one of those trippy, like, try and figure it out and understand type things, and I don't know, maybe it's just a Japanese thing. So, I mean, I enjoyed the movie, enjoyed watching it, but I don't fully understand the story. It's one of those things that you have to do intense research on, and I don't really feel up to that. I will, however, find out if there's a legend about some kind of possessed demonic doll or something, because that could be interesting, and I'll figure out what's up with the whole pregnancy and coins thing, because that, you know, that could be worth learning about. It'd definitely be worth learning about. So yeah, have to find another movie. Hopefully it'll be good, because that's an English one and a Japanese one. I'm gonna try and, well, no, Spanish one and a Japanese one. I'm gonna try and find like an English one, because yeah, let's try and do a whole theme thing today. Alright, if you got any comments, questions, anything like that, let me know. Leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy watching my videos, or, you know, whatever. Talk to you guys in the next video.